Hello, everyone. Welcome back. European history shines with renowned emperors who shaped a continent through war, reform, and power. They stand as symbols of strength, ambition, and lasting legacy. Based on authentic historical records, advanced reconstruction software, and modern AI technology, they return vivid and majestic, as if history itself is standing before us. Who are these figures? Join us to experience their stories. Number 1. Frederick II, the Great 1712 to 1786 King of Prussia from 1740, was one of Europe's greatest military leaders. He modernized the army and won stunning victories in the War of Austrian Succession and the 7 Years' War, elevating Prussia into a major power known as the Philosopher King. Frederick also patronized the arts, Enlightenment thinkers, and enacted administrative reforms. When he died in 1786, he left a dual legacy, a formidable military state, and a Prussia that had become a cultural and intellectual force in Europe. Number 2. Alexander I, 1777 to 1825. Tsar of Russia from 1801, introduced administrative and educational reforms and expanded the empire by annexing Finland and Poland. In 1812, he led Russia to victory against Napoleon's invasion, paving the way for the Allied triumph in Europe. Later, Alexander played a key role at the Congress of Vienna in 1815, helping to reshape the continental order. Toward the end of his reign, he grew more conservative and died in 1825 under mysterious circumstances, leaving a legacy both glorious and contradictory. Number 3. Alfred the Great, 848 to 899, King of Wessex, is celebrated as the founder of a united England. He gained renown for defeating the Vikings, safeguarding Anglo-Saxon lands from invasion. Beyond his military genius, Alfred reformed laws, promoted education, and supported translations that revived learning. He laid the political and cultural foundations of the English kingdom. Alfred died in 899, remembered not only as a warrior king, but also as a scholar who secured England's survival and its future greatness. Number 4. William the Conqueror, 1028 to 1087, also known as William I of England, was Duke of Normandy and the first Norman king of England, born the illegitimate son of Duke Robert I. He overcame challenges to secure his rule. In 1066, William defeated Harold Godwin's son at the Battle of Hastings, establishing the Norman dynasty. He built castles such as the Tower of London, ordered the Domesday Book, and strengthened feudal rule. He died in 1087, leaving a lasting legacy that reshaped medieval England. Number 5. Louis IX, 1214 to 1270, also known as Saint Louis, was a French king renowned for his piety and leadership. He strengthened justice by issuing the Edictum St. Louis, enhancing royal authority and fairness in law. Louis led the 7th and 8th Crusades, which ended in military failure, but won him admiration for his courage and devotion. He died in 1270 at Tunis, leaving a profound religious and political legacy, later canonized as a saint by the Catholic Church in 1297. Number 6. Ferdinand III of Castile, 1199 to 1252, also known as Saint Ferdinand, was king of Castile and Leon, and is revered as one of the greatest monarchs of medieval Spain. He gained renown for his Reconquista campaigns, reclaiming Córdoba, Jaén, and Seville, greatly expanding Christian territory. Beyond military triumphs, Ferdinand promoted culture and law, supported the drafting of the Cite Partitus, and built many Gothic churches. He died in 1252 and was canonized by Pope Clement I X in 1671, leaving the foundation of modern Spain. Number 7. Casimir III the Great, 1310 to 1370, the last king of the Pest dynasty, ruled Poland from 1333 to 1370 and is remembered as one of its greatest monarchs. Skilled in diplomacy, he expanded his realm through peaceful negotiations while reforming the legal system with the Statutes of Casimir. He strengthened administration, encouraged trade and agriculture, and in 1364 founded the University of Cave, advancing culture and education. At his death, Casimir left a prosperous and stable kingdom, praised as the king who found Poland made of wood and left it built of stone. Number 8. Charles IX of France, 1403 to 1461, also known as Charles the Victorious, was the king who led France out of the crisis of the 100 Red Years' War. With the aid of Joan of Arc, he was crowned at Reims in 1429, restoring royal authority. Charles reformed the army, created a standing force, improved finances, and issued the Pragmatic Sanction of Bourges in 1438. After France's decisive victory over England in 1453, he consolidated the monarchy. Charles died in 1461 at Mahon-sur-Ivre, leaving a unified, powerful kingdom and a revitalized crown. Number 9. Edward III of England, 1312 to 1377, one of the most powerful Plantagenet kings, reigned from 1327 to 1377. He launched the 100 Years' War to claim the French crown and led England to great victories at Sceaux in 1346 and Poitiers in 1356. Edward reformed the army and the law, strengthened Parliament, and founded the Order of the Garter in 1348. His reign saw cultural and Gothic architectural growth, but also the devastation of the Black Death. He died in 1377, leaving a legacy of military glory and a divided succession. Number 10. Henry VIII of England, 1491 to 1547. The most famous Tudor monarch reigned from 159 to 1547. He is remembered for his 6 marriages and for breaking from the Catholic Church to establish the Church of England in 1534, launching the English Reformation. His reign strengthened royal authority, expanded the navy, dissolved monasteries, and seized church wealth. Though seen as a tyrant, he also patronized the arts and learning. Henry died in 1547, leaving a transformed England and 3 heirs, Edward V, 6th, Mary I, and Elizabeth I. Number 11. Francis I of France, 1494 to 1547, also known as the Night King, reigned from 1515 to 1547 and is regarded as the monarch who ushered in the French Renaissance. He patronized the arts, invited Leonardo da Vinci to France, built magnificent castles such as Chambord, and founded the Clés de France in 1530. On the battlefield, he suffered defeat at Pavia in 1525 and clashed repeatedly with Charles V, yet strengthened royal power and forged an alliance with the Ottoman Empire. Francis died in 1547, leaving a legacy both splendid and complex in French history. Number 12. Charles V, 1500 to 1558, Holy Roman Emperor, King of Spain as Carlos I and Duke of Burgundy, was one of the most powerful monarchs of Europe. He inherited vast Habsburg territories, creating an empire on which the sun never sets, stretching from Europe to the New World. His reign was marked by wars against France, the Ottoman Empire, and the rise of the Protestant Reformation. In 1556, Charles abdicated, passing the crown to his brother Ferdinand I Philip II. He died at the monastery of Yuste in 1558, leaving behind a monumental legacy overshadowed by religious division. Number 13. Philip II of Spain, 1527 to 1598. Son of Charles V, was one of the most powerful monarchs of 16th century Europe. He ruled Spain, Portugal, the Netherlands, southern Italy, and vast colonies in the Americas, bringing Spain to its height of power. Philip secured glory with the victory at Lepanto in 1571 against the Ottomans, but suffered disaster when the Spanish Armada was defeated by England in 1588. He died in 1598 at El Estoril, leaving a legacy of imperial grandeur mixed with decline, marking both the Golden Age and the seeds of weakness in the Spanish Empire. Number 14. Ivan IV the Terrible, 1530 to 1584, was the first Tsar of Russia, reigning from 1547 to 1584. He expanded his realm through the conquest of Kazan, Astrakhan, and Siberia, laying the foundations of the Russian Empire. Ivan introduced administrative, military, and legal reforms, but also unleashed terror through the Albertina, which devastated society. His failure in the Livonian War drained the state. When he died in 1584, Ivan left a dual legacy, territorial expansion alongside the turmoil that led to the time of troubles. Number 15. Gustav II Adolf 1594–1632, also known as Gustavus Adolphus the Great or the Lion of the North, was king of Sweden from 1611 to 1632 and the architect of its great empire. He is famed for revolutionary military reforms, including mobile artillery, combined infantry cavalry tactics, and the creation of a professional army. Under his rule, Sweden became a major northern power, intervening in the 30 Years' War and securing a decisive victory at Breitenfeld in 1631. Gustav was killed at Luton in 1632, leaving a lasting military legacy and the foundations of Sweden's golden age. Number 16. Louis XIV of France, 1638 to 1715. Known as the Sun King, reigned longer than any monarch in European history from 1643 to 1715. He established an absolute monarchy, centralized royal power, and transformed Versailles into a dazzling symbol of French grandeur. Louis expanded France's influence through numerous wars, though they drained the kingdom's finances. When he died in 1715, he left behind a legacy, both magnificent and burdensome, a powerful France at its cultural zenith, but one sowing seeds of future unrest. Number 17. Peter I 1672 to 1725. Tsar of Russia from 1682 and Emperor from 1721, was the great reformer who turned Russia into a European power. He modernized the army, built a navy, reformed administration, and introduced Western culture. After defeating Sweden in the Great Northern War, Peter gained access to the Baltic Sea and founded St. Petersburg, the window to Europe. Though a harsh ruler, he died in 1725, leaving Russia strong, modernized, and profoundly influential. Number 18. Charles XII of Sweden, 1682 to 1718. Known as the Warrior King, reigned from 1697. A brilliant military leader, he crushed enemies early in the Great Northern War, most notably at Narva in 1700. Yet his crushing defeat by Peter the Great at Piva in 1709 marked Sweden's decline. Charles fought relentlessly until his mysterious death during the Norwegian campaign in 1718. He left the legacy of a daring warrior king whose tragic fate ended Sweden's era as a great European power. Number 19. Alexander the Great, 356 BC, 323 BC. Alexander III of Macedon was a legendary king and conqueror who reshaped the ancient world. He ascended the throne at age 20 and swiftly destroyed the Persian Empire, extending his dominion from Greece to India. Through unmatched military genius and bold vision, Alexander spread Greek culture across vast lands, inaugurating the Hellenistic Age. Though he died young, he remains a timeless symbol of power, ambition, and leadership, remembered as one of history's most influential rulers. Number 20. Julius Caesar, 100 BC, 44 BC. Fully named Gas, Julius Caesar was a brilliant Roman general, statesman, and reformer. His conquest of Gaul expanded Rome's territories and cemented its dominance. Returning from war, Caesar defied the Old Republic, declaring himself dictator for life and enacting sweeping reforms. Yet his growing power provoked rivals, leading to his assassination in 44 BC. Caesar's legacy transformed Rome, paving the way for the rise of the empire and securing his place as one of history's most influential leaders. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't hesitate to share it with your friends and hit subscribe so you won't miss our next exciting content.